This is Radio TV Phono Nut, and it was brought to my attention that I haven't uploaded any videos for a while. And yeah, I guess it has been a little while, but yeah, I've had other stuff going on and haven't really had much time to devote to videos or electronic repair. So I thought I'd do one real quick. I actually have some more extensive videos than what this one's going to be in the works, but right now we'll just do this one. This is an American Printing House for the Blind talking book cassette recorder made by General Electric. And if I'm reading the date code correctly, this was made in 1982. This was given to me by someone I know who has also been sending me talking book records. You know who you are, and thank you very much for sending this, as well as the other stuff you've been sending. And we're going to try to get this thing in operating condition. Now, this one's a little bit different than a conventional consumer grade cassette recorder in that it has two speeds, the standard speed of 1 7/8 inches per second and the talking book speed of 15/16 inches per second. And this has the ability to record and play back on all 4 tracks, which enables you to get up to 6 hours of reading time on a standard C90 cassette recorded at 15/16 inches per second and using all 4 tracks. Now, the downside to a player like this is you cannot play a standard stereo music cassette on here. Well, you can, but you'll be missing a channel. Now, in later years, APH offered a cassette machine that looks very similar to this, although it was cheaper made, but that one would play both stereo music cassettes as well as 4-track talking book cassettes. And if you plugged a set of stereo headphones into the machine, you could hear the stereo tape back in stereo. Otherwise, it would just sum the left and right channels to mono through the built-in speaker. I don't know if GE built that recorder or not. I don't think they did. The ones I've seen, I'm really not as impressed with the build quality as I am these older ones. I had a friend that had one of those newer APH machines that would play back the stereo cassettes, and it went through at least 2 motors while he had it. The reason I know that is because I'm the one that replaced the motors. Now, at the time, getting a motor wasn't a problem. I just contacted APH, and for a reasonable price, they sent me a motor. But last time I checked, they don't even support these older cassette machines anymore. Pretty much all talking books have gone digital now. All right, let's see what happens. And it's not doing anything. Earlier it was playing, but it would not fast forward or rewind. Now it's not even.
Or not to get
there we go.
Decided there was no harm in it and went out and bought them. I didn't see raincoat.
I suspect we have a belt issue here. And by the way, these operate on 120 volt AC as well as a built-in rechargeable battery pack, which I'm sure is no longer available. Here's where the battery pack would have gone, is obviously it's missing. Uses a 7.2 volt rechargeable pack, and I really don't think anybody's making them anymore. I can get around on the internet and do some checking and see, but you know, if I can't find one, it's no big deal. And finding a new old stock one probably wouldn't be much good, because it would probably be worn out from just sitting on the shelf for years. Alright, let's open this up and see what we got. Here's the inside. It looks like a well-built unit. It looks to have a nice size, good quality DC motor. If I recall, the one I fixed for my friend, the later model one that went through a couple of motors during the time that he had it, and if I remember correctly, that one used something like a more modern Crosley motor or more modern cheap cassette deck motor. Both are about the same, so that would explain why it didn't hold up very long. Alright, we need to gain access to our mechanics, and the way we do that is unbolt a bunch of screws and lift this printed circuit board out of the way. And this belt is shot, no question about it. You can see how it's, just when I turn the flywheel by hand, you can see how loose the belt is. So we'll have to replace that. And in order to get the old belt off, we must remove this bracket here, and that's accomplished by removing these two small Phillips head screws that you see here. Okay, before we snap on a new belt, we need to clean the entire path of the old belt with a Q-tip and some paper towels dipped in 90% rubbing alcohol. We don't want any old contamination to get on our new belt. And then I'll clean this wheel right here, this rubber wheel, with our rubber renew. And I noticed one of the mounting screws for the motor is missing. It most likely worked loose over the years and has gone to parts unknown, but we should be able to find one of those in our junk stash somewhere. Okay, I got it back sort of working. Technically, the motor mounting grommets need to be replaced. They're a little spongy, but I don't have anything that small at the present. And the little idler wheel that I use the rubber renew on for right now, it could stand to be replaced, but at least we can play a tape, and it fast forwards and rewinds now.
Clear and fast forward until a beep is heard. Next, the beginning of each article will be indicated by a beep, audible when your cassette player is in fast forward or rewind. If you would like to skip over any remaining announcements or introductory material, place your cassette player in fast forward until a beep is heard. Stop at that point to hear the table of contents, or at the second beep to rotate to the beginning of the magazine. This recorded edition contains the entire text of the print edition, except for advertising. Side 1, Tone 2, is shipped out to serve King and Country in World War I. The green hued preamp processor. Bob Carver speaker. October 2012. Copyright 2012 by Bonnier Corporation. Read by Joanne DeQuinta. This magazine contains 72 pages on 4 sides. This magazine is tone indexed. The beginning